And we should be live. Give it a couple of minutes. How's it going, guys, man? Really appreciate you guys actually waiting for me. Thank you so much for that. Apologies for the delay itself. But the important thing is I'm here, right? So how's it going? How's it going, man? Fucking hell, it has been a pretty epic week in crypto, really. In crypto itself, it's been pretty mad as well. Volatility is coming back as well. It seems like it, like market's pushing up. The question is this a bear market rally? Is this fucking the game over? What's going on? Like, no one really knows what's going on. I mean, I set up a plan on Twitter, and that's playing out really fucking well as well. So, shout out to those who actually, took the trade there. Actually, posted on the DCC in depth, explained it what the deal was as well. Posted it on on Twitter. So you guys all had an opportunity to actually check it out. Plan was pretty much simple. We'll explain the plan as thingy on the stream itself. I'm currently up 1 minute, about 3.3R at the moment. Alhamdulillah for that. So we'll see what happens. Is this a retest? And then we go up higher to 24k. Is this going to be a player for are we going back to the yearly open? I mean, before we get to the yearly open, there's going to be a lot of situations beforehand anyway. So we'll get through the whole thing anyway. We'll go through the plan scenario for BTC and Ethereum, what we're looking at going forward for the new week itself. It is going to come to we got, I think, CPI on Wednesday or some shit like that. We've got something going on as well. So keep an eye on those news events as well. So let's do the shout. Let's do the shout before we do the weekly outlook. We got Roddy Diaz. How's it going? Richard's in the house. We got young lad Hub. Car Crypto. It's been alright, man. Not a great day in football. Yeah, I mean, United lost against a better team, to be honest, as well. Arsenal played a fantastic game. The last 20 minutes was just a fucking savage, man. The last 20 minutes, they just pressed and yeah, man, they played well. Saka, fucking now Zinchenko. He's I watched him for when he was in Man City as well. He was something. He was definitely something as well. And how he just runs on the left wing itself, fucking hell, he really sets it up, gives that support to the midfielder, comes back in defense, asks for the ball. He's always asking for the ball, man. That guy's gonna be something special going forward as well. So shout out to Zinchenko, man. But Saka, fucking hell, gave Shaw a fucking hard time, didn't he? Gave Shaw a fucking run for his money. This time, Saka had Shaw in his pockets. I ain't gonna lie about that. It is what it is. The facts are the facts anyway. So Bomb Biggie's in the house. Got Adam, what you saying, brother? How was gym going? David Park. We have more people. Yeah, chill. Talk about some setups. 100%, man. We'll do that. Appreciate you coming on as well, Richard. The floors are looking awesome at the new place. You must be pleased with them. For Bomb Biggie, yeah, man. It looks really sick in it. Aromatic, yeah. Terrible results. You know what? They deserve to win the league, though, man. Fucking hell. I'm glad that we beat City, though. Fucking Manchester's red, though. Always. Ready to make some money, man. We're always ready to make money every week, man. That's how it goes. Robin, hope everyone is doing well. Nuke.exe. Ooh. I wouldn't mind that, to be honest. But let's just talk about the whole grand thing as well. All right? Let's talk about Bitcoin. Before I actually touch on Bitcoin, I want to talk about the moon phases, right? So last week we talked about moon phases itself. I'm just going to bring this up. So we talked about this last week anyway. We literally discussed about the moon phases, how on a full moon the market goes up, and a new moon the market goes down. It just so happened the new moon was on the 21st on Saturday. It was yesterday itself, at 8:53 UK time itself. And so we'll see if this really works. I mean, the full moon was on the 6th of January, right over here. You can see right. Let me just highlight this. 6th of January was right here, and on the 6th of January, let's bring up Bitcoin. Let's bring up the chart. Let's bring up the chart itself. Go on the daily. Just drop it onto the daily, and we can just have a look at what the fuck happened. Right. So on the 6th of fucking hell, what the hell? 6th of Jan is just that candle right here. This one over here rallies all the way up. Right. Strong impulse move. Takes that liquidity here. Takes that liquidity here. Before we even go any further, there's still liquidity at the top over here. Does it take this out? We'll talk about the plans to go, take out the liquidity over here, or is this going to be a swing value pattern right off this literally? And that was based on a very aggressive short closing on the daily below it here. Shows us lower highs. I mean, we'll talk about the TA behind it, but boy, it's looking like it's coming back to this though, isn't it? Like November's high. at least minimum off this. That'd be like, your target there. Fill out all this inefficiency there, the fair value gap. Fill this all out there. Does it come into what you call it? To this motherfucking block over here. Sorry, the November's high itself, and then hold support. We'll talk about that in a second. We can't just do the whole street, the setup and whatnot. I do want to go through a few shit though before we actually go on to this more like reasons to call me Darren in it. Like fuck Marin in it. It's gonna be Darren, bruv. But smash the likes, everybody, man. Show us some love. Got 46 people in the stream here. Bless you guys, man. Really appreciate it. Who else we got here? One second. Fucking YouTube's playing up on me. I'll close this. Need some water first. Oh. Who else we got? We got Angelo's in the house. Mark Caffrey's in the house. We got Zaka here. Zaki Coin. How you doing, brother? You good? Shaq's in the house as well. Walaikum salam, brother. Shreds. Let's see how ES futures open up. We got MSB. Yeah, 100% on Wednesday. Definitely. Mario, what you saying? Joel Fennell's in the house. Richard. We got Christian Shona from Austria. Who else? We got Seamus in the house. Fucking hell, we got the fucking gang in here, man. Phil the flying machine. Phil the flying Frenchman is in the house. Joel PCQ. Sam H. Man, afternoon, evening from you actually in the UK actually. Well, from you. Evening from me in the UK. So yeah, so we're talking about like moon phases shit, right? So the new moon comes out, I think it's like literally yesterday. So it's gonna be a new fuck this. What the fuck's going on? It's gonna be a new fuck this. What's going on? It's gonna be a new week. Fucking hell, all is bad starting it. It's gonna be a new week there. We'll see what happens. We'll talk about the weekly and whatnot. But look, full moon pushes up. New moon, do we push down? How far does it go down? I don't know. That's the question. Is like if you're bringing levels. I mean, let's just bring in July's high. Let's bring in July's low, which is, I believe it's this one over here, July 3rd, right over here. And then we got the mid range, which is about fucking, I don't know, somewhere like 21.6k, I believe, isn't it? Somewhere like this, right over here, yeah, around there. I mean, like, which comes into around November side. Does it come into here? Find support and then consolidates here, new moon, then bang, like full moon, then bang, take out these, comes into July's high, take out this liquidity here. I don't know, we'll make the plans in a second. Does it come back down, into November's high? Does it come back down all to July's low, feel like this inefficiency, or does it come back down into this here, or possibly the yearly open? I don't fucking know. We don't know, but we'll work this out as as we go on. I mean, look, if I were to look at it this way, I gotta say the market structure has broken on the downside. It is bullish. Where would I say that we're going to be bearish is once we take out this low here, right? Does something like this, gets back down below here, bearish market structure, off we go. That's for me to say, yeah, market structure is to me is confirmed to be broken. Well, not really. I mean, short term, I'd say on a more of a longer play itself throughout the weeks itself will be broken down to here. Maybe here, but once we take out the yearly open, I think it's game over. I mean, like, look, it's all come down to support and holds back above it, or does he actually come into the yearly open and fucking loses the yearly open, takes out this liquidity over here? Once it loses that, finds resistance off the lows over there, breaking market structure still bearish there, off we go down to 12k. I don't know, we'll figure this out as we come along. But before we do so, I do want to talk about the moon phases, which I've done so. Talk about the Chinese New Year. Now I'll let you in a little thing. So the Chinese New Year last year was around the 1st of February, and I believe somewhere around mid-Feb, I had a Chinese friend, right? I had a Chinese mate. Who actually, we were talking on during the bull run and whatnot, and he messaged me and he's like, "Yo, listen, get out," and I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, just get out and I'll see you in 2024." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about 2024?" I know the halving's in 2024, but like, why get out? He's like, "Yeah, bruv, it's the fucking year. It's the year of the water tiger." I'm like, "The water what? The water what? What the fuck are we talking about? The tiger?" He's like, "Fam." He's like, "Don't you know?" I mean, I'm exaggerating the fam bit. He didn't say fam in it, but he was a Chinese brother in it. So like his English wasn't the clearest. So I'm trying to make it as more entertaining for you guys. But he's like, "Fam, don't you know? Fucking the tiger is a devastating time for investments. It's shit. I'll see you in 2024." And I was like, "Okay, cool." Like, it's horoscopes. I don't really believe in them, to be honest myself. That's my personal opinion as well. I mean, is it legit? I don't know. We'll find out soon. But I gotta say though, he was right. he was fucking right. Like, Geezer was right. All right, like the year 2022 has been quite terrible. So I just want to go into ChineseNewYear.net. This is the website, which is just basically Chinese zodiac and whatnot. And I actually posted this on Twitter. I'm going to go through this really quickly, and then just see what the deal is. So the year of the tiger, which was last year. Let's have a look. It should come under. I should actually have brought this up anyway. This is fucking stupid. Male tiger, female tiger. If you have male and female, there's careers and shit. Love, career, wealth. Here we go, wealth. Okay, the tiger's wealth won't be as stellar in 2023 compared to previous years. On the one hand, their income is likely to increase. That's what they say. Okay, for some multiply as they break out of stagnancy at work and advance, but this is an offset by losses in investment and expenses. So you're offsetting all your losses by like expenses and investments and whatnot. It's not advisable for the tiger to invest in anything this year. Okay. Kind of scary. Not even in your best friend's surefire business venture. Shit. Okay, not even VCs and private sales. Okay, all right, cool. The only return you'll see is that the money gone along with the better days of your friendship. Should have spent some time with some friends in 2022, innit? In terms of expenses, the tiger will need to pull funds into educating their offspring or taking care of their parents, which their increases in income will just manage to cover. Not a year to throw your money around if you're smart. I don't know about you guys, but it's fucking true though, isn't it? It was fucking true. Right? You got to give it to him. I don't know what you guys will take out of that. So it's entirely up to you. But that's what the Tigers year was for the Chinese zodiac. Who else we got some more people here. Fucking hell, we got Amma in the house, man. Thomas is here too. Zach Savage has been a long fucking time, brother. Kenneth's in the house. Shake. I think I said salam to Shake. We got fucking Skin Face, man. How you doing, bye? You good? So yeah, that's the tiger in it. So now the rabbit in it, which is 2023. So the rabbit, right, let's just jump into the rabbit, what they're saying in it. The rabbit. It's like, it was today, man. Happy New Year to the Chinese brothers and sisters out there, man. Shout out to you guys, man. Well, yeah. In 2023, rabbit's financial situation will show greater pressure as expenses trend up in their natal year, while their income is slow to follow. The potential career advancement isn't likely to yield financial gains until the latter half of the year or even 2024. Interesting. What's in 2024? Bitcoin halving. So was the Chinese already in ahead of us in time in terms of crypto? I don't know if I can know. So it's important that the rabbit keeps tabs on their spending and don't live above their means. It is fucking expensive. The cost of living is really, really fucking high, man. Through the roof as well. Like shopping and like fucking I don't want to talk about shopping. It's just mad. Is actually mad. Like people actually are generally struggling to actually live day by day. And then according to the Chinese zodiacs, right, the rabbits, you just want to be a bit more careful going forward in this year as well. So, like again, take it with a pinch of salt. It's entirely up to you guys what you want to do. But me personally, I think there's some sincere legitimacy behind this as well. So I'm not gonna phase this, to be honest as well. Things may feel desperate at times and rabbits may feel pulled in different directions with everyone demanding something from them, but they should keep working hard and understanding that any difficulty will be temporary. That's true. At the same time, investments for rabbits is likely to be a sore spot in 2023 with losses more likely than gains. Losses more likely than gains, okay? So which means, can 12k be on the table because of the fucking year of the rabbit? I don't fucking know. But if it is, boy, we're all going to be Chinese, man. I'm telling you, fucking out, man. They're fucking on it, though. With all this in mind, rabbits are advised to cut losses early in financial markets. Ooh, yikes. I mean, we've been in profit, so we're not in losses yet. So do we start taking profits? I would advise to take profits 100%. Set aside a small fund for any rainy day to avoid being in a pinch, which is a bit of like some gunpowder in it. Like, I don't mean like gunpowder as in bullets to kill people. I mean gunpowder as in like to buy onto the market as well. And try to at least curb the spending to avoid entering 2024 with a sizable debt on their bank account, not to mention their conscience. So, I don't know. We got fucking a new moon. We got the year of the rabbit. Year of the rabbit is not really too great. It's advised to cut losses early in financial markets. I would advise to take profits 100%. So. And and also the investments for rabbits is likely to be a sore spot in 2023 with losses more likely than gains. So it means there's gonna be, if this is true, this zodiac thing. I don't know if you guys believe into it. It's gonna freaking go down. That's what I can say. Yeah, sorry. How you doing, brother? Yeah, the rabbit is usually is it positive? I don't know, man. According to this, it's kind of bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. But cool. YouTube will explode, and if you do some more, bro, 49, smash all the likes. I should do some more. I should do some more. I think it. We got Jay in the house. How you doing, Jay? Good to have you here. We got Pirate here as well, man. Florida man, how's it going? Dan, good to see you. We're getting married on the stream. Fucking hell, man. I wouldn't mind getting her on the stream, just chatting to her. I think she knows me, unfortunately. Anyway, so it is what it is. What's going on, Ed? Walaikum salam. So let's just touch base on dollar index quickly, and then we're gonna touch base onto crypto as well. So dollar index to me looks like it's coming at support. Right, so what do I mean? So you see this candle over here, the last Daink candle send the market back up, right? So if you guys remember, I mean there was a block, a weekly block over here. We got above it, come back down, bullish market structure, and we start pulling up and we start pushing on the upside. Okay, then we're back into the block itself. We're consolidating in the block itself, and then if we're looking on the daily, this is the last down candle send the market back up to push out these highs, and then obviously that's the pivot there, and we find support. Sell and then pushes up in the for higher prices there. So if it's going to be bullish, what I'll be looking for, it was still in a range, this range over here. We can range band here for however long we want to do. While we're at support, I'm not going to be looking for shorts. I'll be looking for longs, right? So I've got a short on AUD USD, for example. That's been quite a good play actually. That's a whole different scenario anyway. But once we break out on the upside, what do? Look for the levels, target one, take out these highs, and then we'll see what happens next, right? That's the plan, really. That's the plan. While we're in this range itself, right, like what I want to do is just focus on where we're at. So looking at the weekly, how did the weekly do? All right, so the weekly, what it did looks like it took out last week's low. Right there, oops. Took out last week's low, and it closed within last week's low. So we are still within this range itself. So if I were to do a range band environment off this itself, what I'd be looking for, if I want to look for bullishness, I'd be looking for target one off here, off these here. That's target one. Mid-range will be somewhere around here, I believe. That's somewhere around there. So all I'm looking for is let the price come back up, bullish market structure, take the longs to the mid-range, take out these highs there, that's where the wicks are. And then once we get back up, that'll be my target there, filling out all this inefficiency over here. Well, this inefficiency over there. And then we'll see what happens if we can squeeze up into last week's high. Once we've done taking out that week's highs there, then we'll see what happens if we start breaking down, play it back to mid-range. If we hold above it, play it for the breakout into these areas here. That's what we're looking for, level to level. So that's the dollar index itself. So if I'm expecting dollar index to be there to be at support, I'm expecting ES to actually be on the break side. Now, where am I wrong? I mean, I have to be prepared if I'm going to be wrong. It's not a problem. On the daily, let's go back onto it, narrow this down. Well, literally, use the same idea. The last down candle there sends the market back up. Already, you can see we found support. I mean, we're still stuck in this range here on the daily range itself. You can play within this range once you break out to the upside there, okay? Now, how I would do this, right, if I want to actually play on the downside, is let it do its thing, whatever it wants to do. Once we get back below, bearish market structure, take the short, then I'm looking for where's my next target. My next target is I'll be looking for, well, this will be a nice play to come into as well off this pivot itself. Once we can bounce into it, target one, I'll be like, well, not target one. I'm taking profits of these liquidity points over here. Target one, target two, and then that'll be target three. These are the points I'll be looking for. So if I were to draw this out as a line, I'll show you where it is. Target one, target two, and target three is there. And that's it. We'll see what happens next as well. We can actually come back into it, hold above it, and then that's the bullish market structure. Off we go, bounce it into here, and then we'll see what happens next. That's the plan pretty much as well. I mean, this will take a little while to unfold. I don't think it's going to unfold in like in a day or two, but that's the plan. ES. What's going on, Usman? How you doing? Walaikum salam, brother. I was in from the top, then cut it. What the thingy, the shorts. The shorts I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's been actually pretty good. It's been good. It's been good so far. It's been treating me well. So ES. Interesting enough, I don't need this. That's for me. Right. So let's just chat about the weekly. What's going on the weekly? Right. So we're still within this range itself. So if you look at this low here and this high here, we're still in that range. We're at the mid-range, so it's coming at resistance. So it's just, if you look at it, dollar index is coming at support, and you got ES coming at resistance now. All right. So is it going to be bullish? We don't know. We can just work it out as we go, looking for bullish market structure. How do we do this? This is the range it is. Now, let me, you know what? Let me just go on to daily. Go on to fucking 4. We're going to 4. There we go. There we go. That's more like it. Right, so let me just mark out these levels there, and then we'll talk about what the deal is next, okay? So that's high, that's the low, do this properly. That's the low. And that's the mid-range. Okay. And where we bounced off is 25% range actually. So, I mean, you... nah, okay. That should do. Anyway, cool. So, you can see the consolidation at the range low itself. You can see this is like with the descending trend line itself. Broke out above it. Found support off these highs there. Pushes up, takes out these highs there, comes into the mid-range. Okay. So, we're all happy. Consolidation over here. And then, if you look at it this way. One second to this mid-range again. Look at the mid-range, right? What was capping the market on the daily? Literally, if I just draw this color, see this high over here? That was what's capping the market. Now, if I want to be bullish, right? I'll give you the bullish plan itself right on the spot here. If I want to be bullish, how would I do this? I want price, because right now that's the high and that's a low. Isn't this a range band environment? This is a range band environment, right? So I'm expecting price to push up on the Monday into here. Now, it could come into the mid-range itself. Once it breaks down, this is my bearish market structure. Take the shorts. Where am I looking for? Target 1 into this particular high. Well, you can front run it. Fuck it. I'll do it here. That'll be target 1. That's target 1. That's the whole thing. I'm looking for the move back down, and that's the original consolidation of the mid-range. And all we've done is come back up for a retest, do a bit of a deviation within that range, sells off. That's quite happy. I'm quite happy for that. What happens if we don't get a deeper pullback into this mid-range? As long as we break down from the range low and shows bearish market structure, and you just something like this at the range low, take the shorts on the ES. I'm expecting Bitcoin to actually take the shorts too as well. Play back into here. What's next then on the shorts itself? You're looking for the level to level play. So if I were to actually show you what is actually going to be holding the market, it's this candle here, right? So then that's target 1. And this will be target 2. Now, once it comes into here, I'm expecting some chop over here because we already had some consolidation over here. I'm happy for some consolidation. Once it comes back below here, bearish market structure, off we go, back into range low. Done. Bob's your uncle. We'll see what's next then. That's pretty much the play playing from this range, between these two ranges. That's all it is. Now, what happens, right, if price does this? Comes down into this block over here that we've got highlighted there. It's acting as support, which you can act as support 100%. If it does something like this, bullish market structure, steps back up and hold above it, cut your fucking losses, the shorts itself completely, and play it back into the range low itself and the mid range. Now, how would I play the bullish market structure? If this happens, happy days, I can play the shorts and the longs back up. But what if it actually, it's like yo, dang, like this is actually bullish then. And how do we play the bullish play? Well, that's not a problem. All we got to do, we know that's the range bound environment over here. Let it do its thing. Once we get back above and hold above the range high itself, bullish market structure, off we go. This is your final confirmation. Where we're looking for, targeting these highs in particular. Target 1. Target 1. And target 2. Get back above the high itself. Bullish market structure, off we go. Target 2 will be the weekly high itself. And that's it. Bob's your uncle. That's all we got to do. We're at the mid-range. Let it retest and break down for shorts, or let it break above these highs, shows the bullish market structure, and step in. Don't step in now saying like, yeah, it's going to be longs. Just fucking let the market show where it wants to go. So, but I'm expecting more of a bearish play, new moon bullshit and all that kind of stuff. But that's what I'm. Take care of yourself, Jay. Good to have you here. But yeah, that's what I'm expecting thinking to actually look at. Lupo, if ETH is looking to break down and BTC is breaking down, the shorts are all over the place as well. Even BNB, I've taken the short on BNB personally as well. It's coming into where my target is actually. I'll talk about that in a second. I think I hit target already actually. I'll check it out in a bit. The low 298.16. Yeah, bang on the target. I've already hit target. I entered the short right over here. Did a stop run over there. We start breaking down over here. So I think I entered around somewhere around here. I put my stop loss there. And yeah, it's about good. It's about nearly a 2-hour trade. It's not a big deal. But really, if we start breaking down, I've done the plan on Twitter. Talked about it on the last stream itself. Back into the mid range. And then we'll see what happens. Back to the range, 25% range. And then range low. That's pretty much it. Anyway, let's talk about where were we? We did ES, talked about Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin, interesting enough, let's just bring this up. Where's my fucking chart? Not this one, right over here. Okay, cool. before I even carry on, let me just explain this particular play itself. Yeah, man, it's bang on, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, new day. Happy for it to retest this. Right? Happy for it to retest this. Find resistance, break down. I can compound the position, play it back down into range low. Target won't be here. It's off these ones, and then that. Really, what I've done was the confirmation is just waiting for a retest there and break down. That's now, for those who have entered in, that's your confirmation. Invalidation will be here. Play it back down to range low. And then that's pretty much it. It was pretty much a simple trade itself. Would have been wrong if we got back up and hold above it, bullish market structure. Then I'd be happy to flip the longs to go to 24.6k or whatever the number was, which is like the July's high, some shit like that, whatever it was. So I was ready for both sides of the market, entered in quite aggressively there. I actually entered after 1 minute, so that became like, that was really a scalp, that kind of a scalp entry that actually evolved into a fucking swing trade as well. Well, not swing trade, but yeah, decent trade, not a bad trade. What is it? 8.5 R. It's nice though. It's nice. I miss these 13 Rs. They're rare to get 13 R, but when they do come, they're perfect though. So, got 66 people here, man. Smash up the likes. Anyway, where are we looking at? First, before we carry on, I just want to have a cigarette first. Do you know what? Have a cigarette. You can't go wrong with this, man. Give me a second. And you know when you've had a long ass day, you're chilling and stuff like that. You're not chilling, but like when you had a long day, having a cigarette keeps the doctor away. You know. I don't know if it's true in it, but I like to think so. I met up with some old work friends. What do you call it? On the I forgot when. I was at the thingy. I was at the clinic. Not for me anyway. I was at the clinic and I met an old friend of mine who used to be a pharmacist. And he's actually working as a clinic over there as well as a doctor. Fair play to him as well. And first thing he saw me, he was like, "Yo, Z." I'm like, "Yes, what's going on, Imran?" And he's like, "You still smoke?" That's what he said. Still smoke? I go, yeah. He goes, "I'm going on a break. Want to go for a cig?" Okay, let's go then, innit? Okay, now. I played him. Good to see him do well as well. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, so. Right, so let's talk about the bearish plan itself, right? So let's go on to onto the weekly. What's the weekly look like? The weekly has been pretty explosive. 2 consecutive amazing, beautiful week on the upside. Pretty much a flat body candle. I'm not a fan of that. If it was in Forex, that's a target, you know. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a straight up target there. But it makes sense though. I mean, like, oh, who knows? We'll see how it goes. But really is right. I said this before, right? So the key thing really, what I was looking for, number one, was there's liquidity here. Do we take out what I was discussing last week? I was looking for longs. Do we take out liquidity here and starts breaking down? And if he does this, bearish market structure, happy to enter the shorts on the downside. That's what I was looking for. That's number one. The second option is, what if he holds above it, right? Where am I wrong? If he holds above it, which he did, play it on the breakout for this liquidity over here. And he has done so. Now he's taken out that second liquidity where we're stuck in. We're stuck in, it's right here. So if I draw this out there, what we got there. Now, if he breaks down, bearish market structure, whatever he wants to fucking do, play it back down to this high here, November's high, which I currently think is actually coming into as well. We'll see how it goes for over Monday as well. It is the weekly close, so it just happened to have the wick of the thing. He's already producing the wick of the week itself. So that's the play there. Play back into the mid range, and then to November's high. Once we can break down and show a bearish market structure, then we start looking for the next set of targets, which will be into this high in particular. I mean, I probably will go first of July's low. I'm gonna have to go with July's low right over here, and then from there, that's target 1, and then we'll see what happens, and then this will be target 2 if it comes in target 2. Now, if it doesn't come into here, if it doesn't come into here, but it comes into the July's low and holds above it, shows bearish, bullish market structure, cut the thingy, finding support off these highs there on the lower time frame. Cut the trade, play back up to the mid-range, play back to the thingy, and just play ping pong the whole shit. We'll talk about that in a second using July's range, but I'm just showing you the ideas there. Now, I'm quite happy, right? I'm in a short right now. I'm not looking for extended targets. My target's here. Okay, that's what it is. I'm quite happy for it to come back into November's high, find support, bullish market structure, step back up, and then we can play up into these liquidity over here. That's a whole different scenario there. That's where it's a make or break right now. Okay, so interestingly enough, right, is this. If I delete all this, right, and find out what is the candle that's capping the market, right? This is the whole problem right here. This weekly candle, right, is what we call an order block. It's a bearish order block, right? With consolidation over here on the lower time frame, come back down, retest it once, stop loss over here, invalidation will be here, play it back down. Once we lose this low, plays it down into this liquidity over here, and he bounces over here. Now, all we've done so far is not only did we just retest it once, right? Fuck off, where is it? We retested it once. What we've done is come back down for lower lows and we retested it the second time. Now, does that mean it's bullish to go to that 28k, 29k, 30k? No, not necessarily. It's a bearish order block. What that means when it's on the underside of it as well is that the fact that it's now actually finding resistance off this block itself, we're going to play it down on the downside. Again, the target still stays around approximately the same. Target 1's here, target 2 will be here. So if we do something like this, come back up, breaks down. I'm just showing you a wider picture. This will be my confirmation for me to enter a trade, play it back down into here. We could do a stop run. I don't know. But I'm still like where's my invalidation, complete invalidation on the higher time frame if I want to look for a swing trade is off here. That's where I'm wrong. So for those who want to take the shorts, that's what you'll be looking for. But I'm more of a day trade, so I start looking. I will actually personally just narrow things down to a small time frame and just play day by day. That's what we're doing the DCC on a daily basis anyway. So we make the plans and whatnot. So that's that. So right now, that's at resistance. Bitcoin's at resistance, a weekly resistance. A key is a key resistance. You have to admit this is a key resistance over here. Dollar index is at key support. We've also got ES coming at resistance. It doesn't look too great. To me, it looks like dollar index is about to push up quite strongly, personally. Now, I could be wrong. We've done the plans on dollar index. We've done the plans on ES. We'll do the plans on Bitcoin now. And we'll do the same on crypto, on Ethereum. So just play this level to level and be very, very careful. Right? I'm going to go as slow as possible. And hopefully you guys understand what I'm trying to look at, right? So let's bring in my levels, right? I'm already in the short. This is how I'm going to look to play for it, okay? So I know what resistance. I don't know if this is a deviation, right? This is what we got here. Let's drop it to the daily. In green, it's actually a quarterly range. There's also November's actually fucking range, to be honest, as well. So we got November's high here, and November's low here, okay? And then we've got the mid range, and then in there we've got 75 and 25%, and we've got the yearly open, okay? What's key about this black line over here, this black line over here, that's the previous all-time high. That was at 2017 all-time high on Bitcoin, okay? So now I need to actually work this out, what's going to happen. So if I actually mark up, like, let me just bring up the range itself, right? Level to level, right? And this is how you can play a range bound environment quite easily if it's a breakdown, if it's going to be a bearish range, okay? So everyone's following me so far. Hopefully you are. So I've taken a short already, right? My stop loss is here. I'm up now already. I'm quite happy with that as well. Alhamdulillah for that. Now my point is I'm looking for a target, at least a minimum target to here, right? A minimum target there. Happy days. If you hold support, then I look to cut the trade. Now we're looking for bearish plans first, right? So whatever it wants to fucking do, right? Let it do its thing. Once we get back into the range, you gotta start asking yourself, the fuck you doing back in the range? Once you do that, right, you find itself is finding bearish. It's showing bearish market structure, willingness to come back down. This looks like a deviation of the range. Play it back down to 25% of the range, and then play it back down to the mid range. It does make sense to the mid range. You know why? Because look at where the mid range is, and look where that wick is. It can come into support. July's low potentially is slightly above. It's 18.6k. It's just above the mid range of November's range. We're just focusing on November's range. This is. Let me just draw this out properly. Makes it nice and pretty. Alright, so let it do its thing, whatever it wants to fucking do. Once we come back down, that's that. Play it back down here. Bearish market structure. Play it back down to 25% of range, or the mid range. Once we come to the mid-range, if we hold support, cut the trade, find support there, cut the trade, play the longs. That's one thing. And then play it level to level, back to range high. That's if it holds support. If it doesn't, and it starts to range bound over here, let it do its range bound environment. It might do a fuckery there. Once we come back down, bearish market structure, you know, you can actually compound on this position, play it back into the 25% range. What's interesting is, though, we got the yearly open. The yearly open comes into here. Let me change the color, put it as black. This is the yearly open. We're stuck in this range. I'm talking about playing it back into the yearly open because it's November's range. That's actually what we're dealing with right now. We're not dealing with anything else. I just want to focus on November's range. Playing the longs, we'll talk about that in just a second, right? Using another range, which is July's range. So, and what I want you to remember, when you lose the mid range, what happens? It would want to take liquidity at range low, potentially. We're gonna find, we're gonna end up finding, if it comes into the yearly open, we're gonna find support in the yearly open. What's key is, do we break above it, hold above it, and show bullish market structure? Happy days, take the longs back to the mid range, play it back into the 75, and then range high. That's the way to do it. Or if it doesn't, let it do its thing, right? Let it range bound over here. Once it comes back below the yearly open, where's your next set of targets there? Down into range low, takes out the liquidity, end of story. That's it, done. Then we'll figure out what next to happen. Does it do that in a whole week? I don't know. I'm just going to show a rough thing as a rough base of a bearish play itself, including of where, and you can actually flick it back as well, including of how to actually find support, what levels you're looking at support to actually find the levels where you want to cut the trade on shorts and look for longs, which should be the mid-range of November. November's mid-range comes in around 18.5k. So these are the key areas there. Once we step under 21.4k target, and then starts bearish market structure, your targeting will be 18.5k. 18.5k, lose that level, yearly open, which comes into let's call it 16.6k, front run the shit out of it, and after that we'll see if we get to 15.5k. These are the levels you're looking for, level to level. Okay, does that make a bit of sense? So that's really is how you look to play the bearish play. Now, if you want to play the bullish play, how do you do so? Let me bring up another chart. What I've got here is literally, these are examples I used last week as well. You guys don't need that no more. You guys can go back to it next time if you need to as well. So how would I play the level using the mid range itself? We are looking to approach the November's high. Okay, so this is November's high, right? Well, is that block itself, that blue block that's highlighted there? This is July's low. That's July's high. That's July's mid range. That's all we need. We come up to 75% of the range. We're coming back down. Now, let it do its thing. Once you find support and hold support there, bullish market structure, I'm happy to take a long, right? To play it back into the 75% range and squeeze it. I mean, that's target 1. Target 2 will be here. That'll be target 2. And then target 3 is here. Extended targets will be the liquidity of those highs there. And that's all it is. That's really as simple as that is. We need to see if we come back. That's a deeper pullback play. That's what we're looking for if we want to actually get into these plays here at the mid-range. 21.7k is going to be a key level, and November's higher. So when we hold it, it's just bullish market structure on the lower time frame. Take the longs, off you go. Then you'll be targeting 23.2, and then you're looking at 24.2. Then you're looking at 24.6, and then you're looking at 25.2. That's pretty much it. That's the long scenarios there. That's it. That's if it's going to be a bullish week. I mean, it's a new moon. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. It could be bullish. This whole moon thing could be a hocus pocus. I don't fucking know. We'll find out really, really soon enough. But anyway, so that's the bullish play. Everyone understands that? Pretty simple. Nothing too complicated. If that's the case, play your longs on your alt. Play your longs on your BTC. Play your longs on your thingy, on your Ethereum and whatnot. That kind of shit. Cool. Right. So look at Ethereum. Ethereum, right? It's gonna be it's in a very interesting level, right? This actually, yeah. Sorry, that's the point. What if we don't get a deeper pullback? That's the question. What if we don't get a deeper pullback? No problem. Let's just drop it to the 1 hour and let's have a look at what we got. All right. So we need to look for these areas that's actually capping the market there. We know we've got liquidity at 25.2-ish, whatever it is, right? This itself, you can agree that you can say that's a range low. And I'd say that's a range high. Okay, that's a range bound environment. What we have is a bit of a deviation, no problem. Let it do its thing, whatever it wants to do. I can play within the range. Once if we step back up and hold above it, I can play back into the mid-range back into the range high itself. Once we step back above it and hold above these highs itself, this high in particular, let me just highlight that. And I find out it's find support, bullish market structure. I can enter in, right, playing it back into the July's range high, and then extended targets at 25.2, and that's pretty much it. That's the way. If it doesn't give me a deep pullback, and this is how I can get on board based on confirmation. Based on confirmation, that's just how I'll actually be quite happy to actually get on board for longs. If it should it provide itself to actually be a setup there. Now Ethereum. Let's have a look. What chart do we look at? Yeah, let's use this chart here. So what we got here, let's look on the weekly. Again, massive bullish market structure. I've got to say, all we've done so far, right, is taken out the highs of these highs here. Just kissed it off there. It's a nice little kiss. You know them kisses that you give to your to your missus because you're not going to see her for like a couple of for the day because you're going to work. She's at the door and seeing you off. That kind of kiss. Fucking hell, man. That's chesty cough, man. It's pissing me off. Shouldn't be smoking as well, innit? Right. Let's talk about the bullish play. We get that out of the way, and then we look at the bearish play. So that's the high that's taken out. Let me mark that as red. Cool. Done. Capiche. Drop it to the 1 hour. How do we play this on the upside? So as you can see, I've got a trend line going on. I've got a trend line from like the 12th of January over here. Oops, you guys can't see that just properly there. There we go. That should do. So what we got here, I've got a trend line here. Hold it support, 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 support. And do we come back into support over here and hold above it? No problem. Let's play it back up into these highs there. That high is that liquidity there. There's liquidity resting here. And I'm quite happy to actually look for the longs for that. But I wouldn't really want to look at the longs just at the start of the week. I just want to see what the hands are playing and see what London provides itself and whatnot. So if it's going to be a breakout on the upside, I mean, literally, this is the high that's capping the market. Get back above, hold above it there. Once we hold above $1,700, I think that would be the confirmation for me to take the longs to play it back up to around 1792. That is July's high. From there, we'll see what happens next, because if you look at it this way, which I want to touch base on to the daily. What the flying fuck is this? There we go. That will do. This will do. Yeah. So from the July, I think that $1,700. That $1,700 is quite a key thing, and $1,800 is also a key thing. And what's so key about $1,800, 1792, is this particular high here. That's July. July's high is right there. That's the high that we're going to be looking to take out if we can actually, the short-term trade, pop it into here, right, to July's high. That's it. If it continues to be bullish, Now, for me to be mega bullish, I'm like, you know what? This is actually time to actually go like longs. I'm quite happy to go for longs. Is literally this. So what we had in 2021 on the second quarter, which will be April, May, June, right? We've got the high and the low. That's the mid-range. 25%, 75%. Everyone gets it? Cool. Now, for me to enter in longs, right, I'd be quite happy for price, right? Because it's coming to major resistance, just like Bitcoin. Bitcoin's coming out of resistance. You got ETH is coming out of resistance. ES is coming out of resistance, but dollar index is coming out of support. It's looking like shorts, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be leaning towards shorts and play the short game. But I'm happy to flip bias should it present itself for me to flip bias. Now, how would I actually take longs on the macro scale, right? Because once we step back in, right, if we do push up to July's high, and then we do something like this and step back into this, which is bullish market structure, then what we're doing, we step back in to this low, this mid-range, to this low here. We're back into that range, and then there's liquidity over here, liquidity here, coming to this area here, and the mid-range. We've got to play it level to level, and this was all a deviation, a bit of a chop and go, and then we can say, yeah, time to fucking go. How would I do this? Hold above it, take the longs, 25% of range, take out, target 1 will be here, target 2 will be there, target 3 will be here, and then target 4 will be the mid-range around 3k, and then we'll see what happens. That is the bullish play itself. When we do step in, if we do step in sometime this week itself, I'll do a stream about it as well. And if we start to show bullishness and whatnot, well, actually, when it comes into July side, I'll do a stream there, and we can actually narrow things down on a smaller time frame, so it can be useful for you guys as well. But that's if it does step in around to July. Well, let it come to July's high, then we'll do another stream then. Okay, so we'll talk about that when the time comes. But in terms of a play itself, it's literally using the range I was telling you of July's range, finding support, targeting July's high, short term. That's it, done. That's if it shows bullishness, off it goes, plays in July high. From there, if we hold above it, then I'm looking for the next set of targets is these highs over here, which comes into around 20.3k or $2,030. That's it. I don't really care what happens next. We'll figure it out when the time comes. Okay. And trust me, I'll back it, and we'll do a stream. We'll do a proper technical analysis stream as well. No faffing about. So how would I actually play the shorts itself? Now, the shorts itself, I'm looking for a play back to mid-range. So this is 1 hour. What the fuck am I doing? So I'm looking for the shorts for the mid-range. I'm already in the short on BTC. I've got a full risk on there. I didn't want to overexpose myself there. It just showed that BTC was much more, to me, was a lot more clear and a lot more easy to play compared to Ethereum, only because it was just so far away from the mid-range. But if I want to play this, right, how would I do this now? Let it do its thing, right? Okay, let Monday's range happen. Once we got Monday's range, we can play off Monday's range. And if we start showing a breakdown from, and so this is acting support over here. If we come back there, find support, and we lose it, come into a retest, lose the low here. This isn't a shorting opportunity. Invalidations here, where I'll be looking for. Let me delete this. Right, target 1, I'll probably go into somewhere around here. Around there. Target 1 will be there. Okay, let it do its thing. Once we come back down, finds bearishness. Then I'll be looking for target 2 will be off these highs here, 1440, which is also 2018's high, and then we'll see if we can get into $1,400. That's the shorting scenario there. From there, we'll see what happens. At any moment, if we find support and hold above it, cut the trade over here, cut the trade and hold the support. We come to the mid-range and find support and holds above it. Bullish market structure. These are your key levels that you're looking to cut the trade. What you're looking for, right, for it to actually playing down, right, is once it starts breaking down this key level over here, this block over here, this line over here to play into these highs there, you're filling out all the fair value gap over here, there, and that's pretty much it. Then from there, we'll see what happens at the mid-range. Again, if we come into the mid-range, then what we're looking for, let me drop it to the 4. I don't know why I didn't into the 1. Looks a bit too fucking messy there. This key level, this high here, is going to be acting as support. So the mid-range can come into here. So we can come into the mid-range, do something like that, we have a deviation, and then we got this a little bit of inefficiency here into this order block right there, that there. And we can come into here and we hold support. I'm happy to play a quick long to $1,400. If we hold above these highs there and break above these, play the fucking longs, that's a deviation, off it goes. Now, how would I play this if this is actually going to go down below a lot more lower? Let it do its thing. Once it loses block over here, the key lows over here, which will be this low here. Once it loses that low there, play it back down into, well, target, the next set of targets there, I would say here, target 1, and then I would say target 2 right here. And then target 3 will be the yearly open. So these are your key areas that you'll be looking for playing on the downside. I mean, I've showed you quite a grand move down, to be honest. Well, will it do this in a week's time? I don't know. But it's all there ready for you guys to actually play out there. Hopefully that helps you guys a lot. Any questions before I head off? Cool. Look, sorry. You're welcome, brother. How's it going to trade with Andy? You doing well? Biggest bear trap I've ever seen, but they won't trap me 100%, Robin. Do you know what it is, right? Like, look, the honest truth is to actually take it level to level, and don't overdo it yourself as well. I mean, like, if you guys recall, I was showing like on Twitter. Those on the DCC know what I'm talking about anyway. We talked about it really in depth as well. But total 2, we're at the mid range, man. Key resistance here actually. Is this a deviation? he comes back down and finds resistance of these highs here, it's game over. We're gonna play back to 25% range and then back into this level here. For like, if he was to be, that's the bearish play, then I'd be looking for shorts as well. I know some of you guys are asking me like my thoughts on PYRs for that and EGLD and stuff. I do appreciate you guys actually asking like for views and whatnot, like opinions on it. But it's literally if BTC is gonna go down, it's gonna go down anyway. The whole thing is gonna go kaput. So that's the key thing. If I want to be bullish, how would I do so? Let it do its thing, step back above. Then I'd be playing it back to 25% of range. And this is the macro range low itself here, 614 billion, 613 billion. And then we'll see if we can go to July's high. That'll be quite a good play for alt itself. So I'm just going to quickly cover PYR. I mean, I won't cover it heavily. I'm just going to show what I'm looking at. So, yeah, mid-range, man. It's at the weekly mid-range is resistance, complete resistance. Range low is here. Weekly range low here. Weekly range high here. Mid-range here. There's the deviation, breaks market structure, off it goes, blasts off, takes that liquidity, shoots up to 25% range, comes back down for a deeper pullback. But in actual fact, if we were to zoom into this motherfucker right here, it's finding resistance of a pivot. And once the pivot, it's literally, let's have a look, where is it? Will I say this one? Yeah, that's it. We've got a bit of deviation, but that's acting as resistance. So it holds above it, happy days. I mean, takes out these highs there. Then I'd be like happy to go to 25% of range and then the range high itself. But really and truly, like if I want to look for shorts, how would I do so? That's the low that's holding the market there. Let it do its thing. Once we get back down there, bearish market structure, play it back down, target 1 over here, and then we can see you can do 25% of the range. And really and truly, you'd be looking for like a trend line. So let's look for a trend line. Let's see if we can get a trend line. Something like that. I think something like that. Once it does that, I think it's game over. Then I think we'll end up looking to go back into, that's pink now. I don't know what the fuck happened there. Back into the range high, and the range high will be somewhere around here. That would be the next set of targets there, into the range low, and then from there we'll see what happens. That's PYR. Let me do EGLD because I think it was asked. I'm not gonna actually ignore it. It's quite harsh there. EGLD USDT. I haven't charted this, so let's see what I've got. It's got the monthly. I'll do a quick little thing. Looks shit though, you know what I'm saying? That's July's range. So this is the main range that we're playing in, that we're dealing with there. We haven't even retested it, the bastard. Okay, cool. So let's just mark that out as orange. Go to the weekly. Yeah. So as you can see where it's come into these key levels here. The key level that's talking about is off this weekly block. What's the weekly block? It's here. This is the last up candle, send the market back down. That resistance, you know what I'm saying? So if it starts breaking down over here, bearish market structure, off we go. We're looking to come into this area, take out last week's low, and we're looking at potentially taking out the weeks before that, so I think low itself. So that's the key thing. Want to see how the weekly close? If we close below the block, then especially below last week's low, then whatever it does, any deviation, play it back into the mid range of the range of this weekly candle itself. From there, come into these lows there, which should be a retest of this block itself, and then we'll see what happens. That's what EGLD looks like for me. If I want to be bullish, if I want to take longs on this, how would I do so? Let it get back up into the July's low, and then I'm happy to go into the 25, into the mid range. From the mid range, if it holds above it, let's play the longs back up to the range high. That's how I'll be looking but personally there. All right. All right. Thanks for the financial advice. Shit, dude, don't say that. Oh, fucking hell, dude. Thanks a lot, Dr. Daink. Appreciate that, Thomas. Appreciate that. Right, cool. Hopefully that helps with everyone as well. And we'll go from there. Before I go, let me look at BNB. I'll do BNB for the fun of it. BNB, right? How would I actually jump on board on this bastard over here? Right? I did the plan already, but fuck it. You know what? You can always do this again, innit? Delete that. I don't need that no more. So what have I got? Trend line. I've got a trend line here. Something like that. Will I say that? Will I say this? Yeah, something like that. I think that would make a bit more sense there. So something along the line of that support. Anyway, the key thing really is if I'm looking at it this way, because if you guys remember, I tried to look for longs for BNB in it, right? Didn't give me that long. I was looking for longs over here, and it's breaking above it, and I'm quite glad I cut the fucking shorts and I played it down here. It was actually a decent trade actually to come back down. Fucking hell, what's happened here? What's going on? Fuck knows. Anyway, so yeah, so how would I actually play for longs? If I want to play for longs, this is the high that's capping the market there. If it holds above it, happy days. I'm happy to take the longs. Take out these highs there. That's confirmation. Off we go, and then we can from that high there, and then the next highs we'll be looking for is these particular high there. So that'll be target 1, and that'll be target 2. That's the way for me to actually take a long if you were to actually do so. So it'd be something along the lines of this. Hold above it, take the longs, off we go. Target 1, do his thing, and target 2. We'll see what happens next. Now, if I want to look for shorts, right, I want to get back into this range. Once we get back into this range there, lose this low there, play it back into 25% of range, into this order block there, expecting a bit of reaction there. Let it gets back down. Once it gets back down below here, there's liquidity resting here and down here. At the same time, we lose the trend line. Once you lose the trend line, it's game over, right? And then you just play it back down to the mid-range. From the mid-range, play it back down to the range low. That's all it is. That's BNB for you, man. And then we'll see what happens. This is being an accumulation and a motherfucking accumulation. If you think about it, this is mad accumulation though. But that's it really. Hopefully it helps there. LTC is mid. Yeah, LTC is a macro range. I think key resistance there. So mid range itself. So pullback's gonna happen. How deep is a pullback? I don't know. Play it level to level. See what happens there, and then we'll reconvene soon as the price actually moves on. All right then, guys. That's it for me. Enjoy your weekend. The rest of your Sunday, and have a good Monday, guys. Take care.